Hey everyone, and welcome to another live episode of the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show, brought to you here in the Smokin' Studios. We have a fantastic guest tonight, which is great because he actually hasn't done a podcast in quite some time. So I'm really excited to have him on. He was brought to my attention as far as somebody that would want to come on through Richard Beard. And so thank you very much, Richard. I'm pretty sure it was Richard. It was Richard, right, Sam? Yes, we got the group chat through Richard then. Yeah, that's who it was through. Um, so thank you. Yeah, it was. So thank you very much, Richard, for recommending Sam. Now tonight, guys, I've had such a crazy week. I went through 4 airports since Monday. Monday to New York, drove to PA, and then flew to Omaha, and then Omaha back home. So I am absolutely exhausted and looking so forward to just having a great conversation. So without any other further ado, let's go ahead and bring in the guest, the man, the myth, the legend, Sam. Is it Lucia?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
Lucia? Okay.
we'll see you later.
Well, Sam, thank you so much for coming on. And just to kind of kick off the show, when was the last time you did a podcast? You had mentioned it's been a while.
It's been a minute. Couple years at least.
Okay.
At least at least a couple years.
Now you're not new in any way to the cigar business. You've been in the cigar business for a long time. You have Stogiebird Cigars that you run as well as you have a cigar lounge in Pittsburgh. So if anybody in the Pittsburgh area, stop in, look up Stogiebird Cigars, and definitely go on and say hi to Sam. So let's kind of start back at the beginning, just to give everybody that doesn't know who you are, unfamiliar, kind of where you started in the cigar industry, and let's kick off the show that way.
Well, I think I started like everybody, and it's with smoking them. Uh, I grew up in the '90s, so I was a big Bulls fan. And Pittsburgh doesn't have a basketball team, so I was a big Bulls fan. They were in the championships all the time. So Jordan always smoked cigars. So me and my buddies, we started smoking cigars. So that's what got me into cigars anyway. I've been a smoker since high school. Um, but what how did I get in the business?
Yeah, you've been in
Well, I
the
was in the
business over
liquor.
20 years.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about that. But anyway, yeah, I got in the business. I was in the liquor business before this. I worked for like Jack Daniels most recently prior to cigars. And I ran the state of California, which was awesome. So I know California well. But anyway, I always smoked cigars, and I was looking to pick up a client, a cigar client, for like I had my own marketing like business or something on the side, and I smoke cigars, so I wanted to get into the business. I was already in the liquor business, so I had those
Sure.
ties, and I wanted to do something I enjoyed. So I was looking for a client so that I could get, better prices on my own cigars. Um, I mean, that's why marketing guys pick their clients. They do shit that excites them. I mean, but that's what a client wants anyway. You don't
Sure,
want them to
absolutely.
be not interested. So, I was looking to do like a third party sales team and marketing team for this for a company. That's kind of it was one of the formats I did in the liquor business, and it's easy to do. So I got introduced to Jose Oliva from a mutual friend, and offered him this package, of doing a sales team and a marketing campaign, all this. And the interview went really well, and he offered me a job instead, and I actually declined because I was living out in California. Things were good. I mean, nobody had heard of his company. I didn't. I I'm working for Jack Daniels. I worked for Bacardi before that. So like, we're talking about early 2000s Oliva. So this was like toilet shaped lid boxes, cloth bands, the pre-shid, like Grand Cameroon. Everything looked different. But anyway, it was a different time. It was a different. Their best seller was their bundle, was the Flor de Oliva. It was the best selling bundle in the business. But I ended up, whatever. I declined that, but things had changed. I wanted to move back to Pittsburgh, so I reached back out to him and was looking for some work, even if it was, I just wanted to be back in Pittsburgh. We were pregnant with our second kid, so I wanted to move back to Pittsburgh. Called Jose. This was like a year later. He says the job that he offered me, he filled, but all he had was sales jobs. He didn't think I'd want it, and I said, look, I'd take it just to have a job when I get back to Pittsburgh. It's in cigars. It was a pay cut, but Pittsburgh's a lot cheaper than Laguna, so it all just kind of. I said, let's do it. So I was a cigar rep for Oliva. I did. My territories were like Western PA. Well, actually, it's like Central PA to Ohio, Michigan, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia. It was huge territory. It was huge, huge territory. But and I sold Oliva at cigar shops, just a sales rep. But coming from the liquor industry, we did all these cool events. I mean, some of the things.
Nope. I got you. It
Oh,
just clicked out for a sec.
But I just never liked to do the same boring things. I always just kind of did what seemed fun, for what I would think would be interesting to do events. So I started taking cigars apart. I would take like a wrapper off a cigar I liked. I transplant on a cigar I didn't like. Like, why don't I like this? Why is this not good to me? So I was just trying to understand, because I didn't know anything, just like most people, we're born knowing nothing. And so I just had a curiosity about. I mean, I used to make cigars from other cigars, and then I would do like events where I would take cigars apart, because I didn't really roll cigars at that time. But I wanted to like captivate people's attention, because if I'm going to be there for 3 hours, it's like, let's talk about something that I know that sounds interesting, that I'm sure you'll want to
For
hear.
sure.
So we would take a cigar part, and I would like how it started is I used to take off. I had like this whole like thing, because I just enjoyed doing it, where I would, it'd be a guy that was smoking a cigar. And I said, are you enjoying that? He's like, yeah, not really. And I said, well, let's change it, So I would put a wrapper, whatever I had, Habano, whatever. I mean, I tried, whatever, it didn't matter. I would just Cameroon was always a good change. But anyway, I would wrap this cigar's lit. I would take the ash off, or the cherry off. Sometimes I'd even use my boot, the bottom of my boot, just so it wasn't burning the tobacco when I rolled it. But I'd roll a lit cigar, change the wrapper, and and give it to him, and just kind of understand tobacco and how it could change things, and just to get a conversation going, because it's interesting. And
Absolutely.
so that's kind of what I started doing. And anybody that went to any of my cigar rep day events, they were good events, because I was informative and I guess somewhat entertaining. But to me it was interesting, and I just knew I could share that kind of info. So that's kind of the things I would do. But then I got into like rolling cigars, and I would do a
Hey
lot of
Sam,
artwork on cigars.
real quick. For some reason your sound is crackling. Is anybody else hearing that, or is that just on my end?
Well, I'm hearing your
Could
sound crack.
you Yeah, could you bounce out, bounce back in,
I can do
and we'll
that. Let me
refresh
bounce.
this? Yes.
I'm bouncing.
Thank you. So while he does that, everybody, we've got an interesting show next week as well. We are bringing in Daniel Lance of Dominion Cigars, as well as Brandon Wells, cigar mechanics, to be able to come in and talk a little bit more about is cigar media in crisis, as well as, since Daniel actually lives down in Nicaragua. We'll be able to talk with him about what's going on with this whole Nicaraguan tariff. He could shed a little bit more light on it. So bringing in Sam right now. Yeah, I don't understand what the heck is going on.
Probably
All
crackly
right.
too. I can hear you crackly.
Am I bad, crackly?
I didn't hear your ad. I didn't hear your ad. That's a good question. Can you run another ad? I'll listen. Let's pause for station identification.
So yeah, no. So next week it's just going to be really simple. Like I said, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the whole Nicaraguan tariff thing, and curious if Sam even has an opinion on that as well, because I know he gets obviously cigars from Nicaragua and sells them in his shop. So, am I coming through a little bit better, Sam?
No, same. How about me?
What is going? Pre-show, no issue, none. Oh, okay. So it's just us. That's fine. All right. So
You're the
everybody,
crackly. I'm
nobody
not
else is
crackly. You're
hearing.
crackly.
Let's see. They
Or
both
or you
said
and I are giving each other
Larry
feedback.
and yeah, I think it might be just you and me for whatever
Okay.
reason.
So just ignore it.
So nobody else is hearing that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you both sound great to me. Fantastic. So that's internal. Fantastic. Awesome. So please continue, Sam.
I don't even remember where I was, but I guess long story short, I would spend I certainly spent some time down in Nicaragua and learn how to roll, kind of raw tobacco, somewhat. And I guess just the more I learned, the more I remembered and the more exciting everything became. And so I had this idea because I was, in one of my trips down there, I remember Gilbert's Oliva explaining a tobacco leaf to me and, among other things, but a tobacco leaf is milder at the tip of the leaf and is, more bitter towards the stem. All cigars are rolled tip to stem. Every leaf inside the tobacco and outside the tobacco and in between is rolled. Uh, you know, did I lose you?
Oh,
Did I lose you? Am I out?
oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold
I
on.
feel like
Hold
I
on. Hold
lost
on.
you.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Man, what is going on with this tonight? All right. Paste. Done. Okay. Refresh. All right. So hold on. Sam bounced out for some reason. Let's get him back in. Um, let's see. There he goes. He's coming back. Bring him in. All right. Let's see. Okay. So Sam, can you hear
I
me?
don't know. I'm probably live to the
Why
world
do I?
without him, but
Now
I
you're
don't
not
know.
even coming through.
Technology.
I never. All right, he's gonna jump out and jump back in. Sorry about this, guys. Technical issues. Always fun. Always fun. All right. Sam. Oh, Sam, can you hear me? Perfect. Sam? Sam, I can hear you now. Sam. 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 You were coming through fine. Come on. All right, so give it a quick second here. All right, Sam. Can you hear me now? Oh, I got you. I got you. I can hear you. All right, hold on. Sam, can you hear me now? 1 second, everyone. Hey, Sam. Sam, jump back in. I've got you now. Jump back in. All right, hold on, everyone. All right, let's see. Let's get Sam back in here. Sorry about this, guys. I apologize. We'll get Sam in here. But until he is, everyone, next week, like I said, we've got in studio, we're going to have Brandon Wells. Everybody is familiar with the show, is familiar with him. And we're also going to have on Daniel Lance of Dominion Cigars as well. Now, backup plan is he's going to join right back up. So just give him a quick second here. And he will join back. Right. Let's see. Gone for just a little bit of time, and everything kind of crashes on me. So let's get Sam back in here. All right, have him join back up. No worries. This isn't going to interrupt anything. All right. Let's see here. Here he comes. All right, we got Sam bringing him in the show right now. And we're going to pick up right where we left off with he's meeting Gilbert Oliva. So bringing him in, paste, send. Okay. There we go,
I'm
Sam.
here. Yes.
All right, let's see here. Okay.
You still sound awful.
We sound good. We'll have to deal with that they can't hear it on their end, so it's internal to us. It's totally fine. So you met Gilbert Oliva and kick it off from there.
So basically, tobacco leaf was milder at the tip, is stronger at the stem, and whatever. I was just my brain. Now I'm paused. Am I on or am I paused?
No, you're. I can see you perfectly fine.
All right, I was getting a pause symbol on my screen. I just changed my settings, so hopefully it's better. Anyway, long story short, my brain just spins, takes this information. I'm like a sponge with all this. Like I thought those, anytime you get to go to Central America and like learn about something you enjoy to do, you're a sponge. You're just eating it all up. So like I remember like everything. My memory is ridiculous as it is. Long-term memory, things that I give a shit about. Like I couldn't tell you what I did 10 minutes ago. But anyway, I'm like, what if we just like make a cigar with like the cut, the best part of the leaf, the filet mignon is what I called it. That was the reasoning behind the idea. That's what got it started, was this filet mignon concept. And that became Nub, basically. Long story short, or long story long, probably. So, that was it. And then we, launched it, and people thought we were crazy, and all kind of dick jokes, everything you could think of. And now every company makes one. Cuba makes one. Davidoff makes a Nub. Everybody makes a 4x60. It's become a Churchill size, a Toro size. Everybody just calls it whatever's brand's Nub, which was pretty cool. So it's neat to be part of something that everybody does. You know what I mean?
Was the actual purpose behind it, and we're not going to talk too much about it, but obviously it's a very big part of your background and very, very big part of your career.
And a big part of my success. No doubt. No, but it's all good. Some of the funnest years of my life.
Absolutely.
And top of
absolutely.
that. So all good. I'm like talking with my hands. I'm so excited.
Was the purpose how how did you come up with the idea of, or was this given after the fact, the idea of starting it off at the second third versus that first third buildup, right? Because that's kind of how they promoted it, is start at the very best part of the cigar, so you make the whole cigar and chop the first third off. Was that
Well, I
always
mean, yeah,
conceptually part of that?
you're saying they, and yeah, 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 that's what I did. Yeah.
So
Uh,
how did you
but I didn't
conceive
look
that
at it as, I
idea?
didn't look at it in thirds for what that's worth. I didn't look at it that way. Um, I didn't look at a cigar at that time, and I never looked at a cigar as first, third, second, third, you know, third, or final bit. So that it really had little to do with that, and more to do with the fact that I rarely care for a cigar for the first half inch. I usually have to, you have to open it up. You got to kind of get into the cigar. I never really enjoyed that part. And so I thought, like, what if we just got rid of that part altogether? But really, I think the reason that I don't typically care for that end of the cigar is that cigar's opened. Um, and it sits in aging for however, sometimes, and even good cigars, I don't like the first quarter inch, probably especially good cigars, because that thing is sitting on an aging room or wherever with the foot exposed to, with it's not in cellophane yet. That doesn't get in cellophane until it goes, into a box and gets shipped. If it's in the aging room, it's open to the environment. So I'm just saying, I think dust gets in there, all kinds of shit gets into that little bit of the end. Cigars are truly a sponge, so they're going to take in anything from their environment. So I think once you get break past that, it gets good. So nub doesn't necessarily do that, because if it's sitting opened, it's going to have all the same effects. But I didn't, whatever. That was the concept behind the whole thing, though. That's how it got started. That's the theory. That's
Yeah,
how we sold it as the
that's
nub
an
theory.
interesting concept, and a lot of people, I would be one of those people who would say that you literally single handedly created a new conceptual size, that a lot of people would say turned into, like you had said earlier, everybody's got that size now. Everybody's got that 6 by 60 by 4.5 or 4
Yeah, and
cigar now.
and in all reality, though, I don't know. I can't imagine that nub was the first cigar ever at like a 4 by 60 size and some of the other sizes we had. But um, I mean, and maybe I can, but I mean, I'm not trying to go that route, but I certainly think it put that size on the map. It certainly made it a household name. Although I really don't recall 4 by 60 for what that's worth. But I haven't been smoking cigars for 300 years since it's been around. So, I mean, to just say you created a size is kind of bizarre. When any size can be made. I mean, they make a
It is,
660,
but
so
you
you just cut
did.
you just cut 2 inches off. What's the big deal? What'd you do? So, it's not, I don't take too much credence in it, if you will. But to me, it's just cool. It's just cool because of all the flack and the shit I got from anybody when it started, and all those guys make one now. So to me, that's the cool part. As far as what you're saying is, I don't know. It's just 2 inches off a double
You're too
Toro, man.
humble,
And it,
Sam. You're too
it ain't
humble.
that impressive.
You're too humble, man. You're too humble. I'll say it if you won't. You effectively created a size that now every brand, almost every manufacturer can't live
I mean,
without.
when Cuba makes one, when Davidoff makes one, when big brands make them, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I personally, there's going to be arguments to
Yeah,
this, so here's a good
absolutely,
debate for you.
absolutely.
But everybody comes out with things first and whatever. It's always somebody else's idea and whatever. So take that for what it's worth. But I don't think there's a flying pig size if there's not a nub. I think the Flying Pig was the most coolest cigar I had seen at
No,
that time
that's
when
what
it
I
came out.
mean.
And I don't think that cigar exists without nub, at least having the popularity it did. So maybe the cigar existed, but they were never going to launch it because who the hell wants to buy this thing? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I don't claim to know. I'm not trying to persuade anyone. I'm saying I just don't personally think that size, that cool shape of of the uh, what is it? What did I just call it? The pig. I don't think it exists without nub. My personal 2 cents.
No,
Flying
I
pig.
would agree
I
with you.
forgot.
I don't think anybody thinks about that size because when a nub came out, yeah, 60s were nice and more people were smoking them, but the short version of the 660, it's kind of backwards as a reason for going with a 660 anyways, where the 60-inch ring gauge is a more cigar, more tobacco, longer smoke time. But what you did was essentially
But it
give a
also is a
Toro
cooler
size
smoke.
smoke in a
Someone who
4-inch
smokes a big
size.
ring gauge is getting a cooler smoke too. It's not as
Correct.
hot.
No. I mean
And
that's the beauty of the bigger ring gauge.
I think the most interesting part of this, with the most interesting part, in my opinion, of nub or that size, a 4x60 or even a 4x66, mind you, because that cigar size existed when it launched. Um, it's not that big when it's short. It's weird. If you take a 4x66 nub, I mean it looks fat, sure. But if you take a 8x66, it looks like a cartoon cigar, So it's interesting that the shortened size doesn't make it look fatter. It actually makes it look more presentable. I don't know. It doesn't look as big or comical.
No, and it's a great intro size for somebody that wants to smoke a 60 that's like, oh, a 6x60 would be like a 2-hour smoke, but I want to smoke a 60 gauge and I don't it's great for the big ring gauge smokers that don't want that full size. And so kudos to you. Yes, I'll say it. You created a size of the cigar. And in fact, we did skip this tonight, which we're gonna go back and do it because we did the whole sound thing. So everybody, people here are asking, what are you smoking tonight? So let's do the only segment that we do on the show, which is the segment sponsored by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, which is the what are you smoking tonight? Sam, I know you're having a very nice drink and a great cigar. So what are you smoking tonight?
So tonight, I am smoking arguably my favorite cigar of the year that I've smoked, which is why I wanted to smoke it. I wanted something that I knew I would really enjoy. And that is a new cigar. Sadly, it's a limited edition cigar. I rarely get excited or want something to be in regular production if it's limited. Like sometimes it's just nice having a limited cigar. However, I've really enjoyed this blend. And anyone that I've introduced this blend to has had the same exact experience. Everyone has thanked me for introducing them to this cigar. And boy, I've really built this up for something that I have nothing to do with. Uh, but it's this the Blood Medicine by CAO. This is the B positive, which happens to be my blood type, and I always said that my blood type or B positive is more than just my blood type because I'm a positive guy. So it made sense. It made sense to me on a couple of levels, but the cigar performs. It's a great cigar. It's limited. It's probably sold out at your store already. You probably can't get it. I don't know. But we bought a bunch, put it in Stogiebird, and I love it. It's one of my favorites I've smoked all year. So
I
there's a good
have
commercial
not
for you
had
guys.
the
You're welcome.
opportunity to smoke that one yet by any means. But what are you drinking tonight as well?
Well, again, I haven't been, I mean, I've been in the shadows, so I haven't been invited on to a podcast such as yours. Quite an honor to be here. So
It's an honor to
I
have you.
figured I would pull out the guns and wipe off the dust. Although I didn't wipe any of it off, I wanted you to see the dust because I've had this a minute, and this is I mean I had a few of these, and I'm down to this one. So this one doesn't get uh, drank as much, and I'm a little bit out, so I'm gonna pour some in. But yes, we got a little bit of Blanton's, and this is my horse. If you want to see what it looks like, because they're all different.
Yeah, do you have all of them already? Do you have the collection of horses?
I mean, I'm just not that guy, so no. I mean, I may probably, I mean, I don't. I'm
Well,
not
I
that
know
guy.
people that specifically seek out the specific horse on the bottle to make it
I
up
mean,
because
people seek out a lot of things. I'm just not. I'm not that guy. I'm not that
that's
guy.
true.
I seek out other things that people wouldn't seek out. So it
Well,
all balances out in the end.
if you ever do find them all, you could send it with like $50 to Blanton's, and they'll mount them for you and send it back to you.
That sounds
So
dirty, but
yeah, they'll make a little plaque for you, right? And tonight, everybody, I am smoking the Gran Habano, #7 Corojo, as well as drinking and washing it down with this beautiful Hidden Barn slow fade small batch whiskey. It's absolutely fantastic. You guys have seen the Hidden Barn family on here. If you have not had an opportunity to try them yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's really, really good. 14 generations of moonshining in a bottle, and it's fantastic. So thank you so much, Steve Saka, for sponsoring the What Are You Smoking Tonight segment. Now, what I'd like to do
it's pretty crazy
is
that Steve Saka is sponsoring it, and he's the one that introduced me to the Flying Pig. He gave me. I got to tell you the story, man. So we are in
go ahead.
We're in New Hampshire. Okay, this is oh gosh, my mind is blank, not because I don't care and not because these aren't dear people, but just because my mind is blank and I didn't expect to have this story. But two guys, there was was it a UFC kind of fight? It was, yeah, but it was like a boxing ring, but I think it was like UFC type rules or whatever. But it was a boxing ring that Dave Garofalo was putting on, and Nub was one of the sponsors, and I had I had sponsored one of the girls with the numbers, and my fighter wore a Nub silk robe. Wow, it's all coming back to me. But in any case, our guy won. He was awesome. And but I was in the parking lot, and I think it might even before I went in. I might have been, but Steve had come up to me, and I actually think it might have been the first time we met, truthfully. Uh, but he was really excited to show me the Flying Pig, and he gave me one. And this was like way before it came out. This was like a super pre-sample. I don't think it came out for, I mean, like maybe even a year. It was a while after this event. But he was super excited to show that to me, and I was excited that anyone was excited to share anything with me. So it was great. It was a cool moment. I mean, clearly I appreciate it. And but the first thing I thought of was like, it's a fucking fancy nub.
With rounded corners
I didn't
instead.
say it. I didn't say it, and I wouldn't say it. So much time has passed, and none of it matters. And who cares? Who cares? Maybe he created it, and he, all on his own. With I'm not trying to take anything from anybody. I swear, I swear. Steve's a great guy, and he's the sponsor, so it's great. But I've got nothing but respect for him. So no, I'm not trying to talk shit. But that's the first thing I thought. And that was like literally in the parking lot of this event that Dave Garofalo's two guys UFC fighting. And again, my dude won. So it's all that matters.
That is too. He churched it up a little bit.
What's that?
I said he churched it up a little.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the nub dresses what cleans up well. Cleans up well, as they say. I thought it was super cool, man. For what it's worth, like the second I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's way cooler than just cutting off a 4x60. Yeah, that's making it pretty. So I was a fan. I was a fan. Still am a fan.
Well, that's cool, and Steve's a great guy, and that you got to see the insider before it was released. It sounds like version of it, so that was kind of it's kind of like he wanted to show it to you to get approval, kind of maybe.
Well, I mean, look, I mean, it was different. That was a different time back then, man. So this would have been like 2008 or 2009, and really at that time, um, like the Liga Privada may have just launched, obviously, if the Flying Pig. So the Liga Privada existed, but it was brand new. And prior to Liga, Drew Estate was just known as flavored cigars. nobody paid a whole lot of excitement to Jonathan Drew at that time. He was only known for acid, and I mean, look, and again, at that time, Oliva was only
Sure.
known for the Flor de Oliva bundle. I'm just saying it was different times. You know, I'm not taking anything from anybody, but everybody has a start date,
Oh yeah.
and so you know, like Drew Estate was not
Sure.
exciting to cigar smokers. You know, if you had a if you smoked Drew Estate, in some regards, you got ridiculed by like the snobbists of our world, because you know they only made infused cigars. So it was a different time for Drew Estate at that time. But Liga Privada had launched, and I mean, like it was surprising to everybody at that time, and it was good. I mean, it still is good. Yeah, I mean, I think there was some of that. I mean, I think it was just a different time, you know. So I was
Well,
coming off some huge success at that time.
without Steve, there wouldn't have. Without Steve, they would still be probably only making infused cigars. I mean, Steve was the
Perhaps. I mean,
push
perhaps. I mean,
to do
he
no
certainly
infused.
brought a lot to the table. But there was, I mean, I think that company was really oozing with talent all at all levels of it, and that's why it worked. I thought that pretty
Oh
much
yes, I
anybody
agree.
that was a
I
part of that
agree.
company had the passion and the same vision. So you could say that about anybody from Drew Estate at that time. Those guys were hungry, they were passionate, and they were exciting, and you know they had a great story. So you know, you can say that about a bunch of those original guys. You got a guy that runs Foundation that's a big part of that time, that generation. So you know, there's a lot of people to thank in that world, and they're all successful because it was a lot of passion and a lot of excitement. You know, and I got to live through that and see them from, you know, acid, you know, to like, you know, do you have any Liga number nines? Like now it's the hottest, you know, now it's like it means something when you smoke that. So it's cool to live through that, and it's cool to see that success for companies, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a quick question here about the
Do I
lighter that
talk too
you were
much?
just
Because
using. Larry
that was
Frank
dead
wanted
air,
to
man. That
know.
was an awkward pause.
Larry Frank wanted to know what I got a little bit of a delay on your side for some reason. I don't think the world has seen it, but I haven't. But no worries. Larry wanted to know what kind of lighter you were using. Yes. What is that?
This is
What the hell is
this
that,
is
dude? It's a
it's a
lightsaber.
I mean, it's literally a lightsaber. It's literally a lightsaber. Hold on, I gotta find the camera. But
Oh
yes,
my
it is.
gosh!
And
It's got a finger. Holy shit! It's got a finger grip. Where do you get something like that?
only at stogiebird.com.
There you
I sell
go.
these in my store.
Larry,
They're
you
actually
want
not
it? Go to
online.
stogiebird.com.
No, they're actually not online. They're not online, but I can ship you one if you really want one. I've got like 5 of these in stock. They're great. All of this is a tank, so that holds a ton of fuel, and you don't have to have it up that high. I didn't have it up that high every time I've lit it, but the fuel lasts a while. Actually, I don't know if you remember, but some guys will. Rocky Patel made a killer like lighter in this shape, this size. It was a 5 flame lighter. I remember buying it when it first came out, and this reminds me of it. So it's actually great for lighting a cigar, and it's always got fuel. It's never not worked, and that's all that really matters.
This is the only one that I have that's close enough to that, and it's a bit
Oh,
of a
right on.
torch,
And
but
those are
it's
great
a
for.
gun.
Oh man, so I even have like those 9 millimeter or like the Glock lighters. Those things are legit.
Mm-hmm.
The weight is so similar. I sold them right away. I don't have any. I don't have any in stock. But I had like a Ruger 308. I mean, it had a whatever you call it. I'm not a gun guy. But it had a it was a pistol. What do you call those? It's a bang bang bang. What do you call those
Semi-automatic.
pistols? A revolver. It had the revolver. No, so and it even had like
Okay.
fake bullets. It had fake like, and it looked like 22s because I know a little bit about guns. But it looked like 22 bullets. And anyway, you could like spin it every time you lit it, it spun the barrel. So I mean, there's some cool lighters out there, is all I'm saying. And I have some grenades. I have some soft flame grenades and some torch grenades. They're cool. I
It
like
sounds
cool
like you
lighters,
can
man. I
get
like cool
yourself in
lighters.
trouble.
I like cool lighters. I like cool ashtrays. I don't know. I
Depending on the
used
state
a
you're
Hutch.
in, you might need a
I used
permit.
a Hutch cutter today. Hutch made this. Hutch makes some of
Okay.
the best cutters in the world, or at least the coolest cutters in the world. So anyway, I've got a few Hutch cutters. Um, if you guys aren't
Well,
familiar with
Larry,
Hutch, look them up.
If you're listening, reach out to Sam and let him know you want one of those lighters. I'm sure he'd sell you one and ship it to you, and you could have your own lighter lightsaber if that's what you would like.
I can ship it to you.
Jesus,
I
that
can
is
ship it to you. I can
incredible.
ship it. Oh, I
That is
turned it down.
awesome. I thought it was like a Batman thing in the beginning when you first showed it really quick because of the top.
Yeah, and they
We
I
already
have them
went
in
through
multiple colors.
we already went through what we're smoking tonight. I've got the Gran Habano Corojo #7, the new one, and Sam's got the blood medicine from Crown Heads, the B positive size, I should say, to be exact. So let's Richard's asked the question because he's got insider information into this, so he obviously wants you to talk about it. Can you talk a little bit about American Rebel Cigars and how you got connected with Cody Rhodes and what
Yeah,
has that been
yeah.
like?
So yeah, um, those are some interesting times. I don't think there's not there's not a Stogiebird without American Rebel. Um, I man, my life has been a roller coaster. It's a lifetime movie, man. You know, a lot of some really good highs and some pretty low lows, and I'm just coming out of some big lows of my life. So, like life hits everybody, man. And it's hit me the past few years, the past couple at least. So, it happens to all of us, but I am fortunately coming out of my 2 years of misery. Um, but
That's
boy,
good to
man,
know.
yeah, man. Look, I lost my dad and been through a divorce with a woman I've known since I was 13. So, those don't end easily. This one still hasn't. But I think we're finally on some somewhat of a common ground, and life's a little bit better. I've got a kid that's sick from time to time. He's got type 1 diabetes, which is it's a brutal disease. It just makes every little sickness it's an autoimmune disease, so any little
Mm-hmm.
sickness is a little worse on this kid. But anyway, it's been a brutal couple years, but I'm excited to see what the future holds. I've got some certain optimism, and it's good to feel that way for a while. Which is probably why I haven't been on a podcast for a while. Things have not been easy here at the Leccia household the past couple of years. So I'm looking to change that real soon.
I feel you, brother. I too am going through some marital stress and marital issues that aren't looking very well for me either. So I feel you on
Look,
that. And
everybody goes through some shit, whether it's that or something else, loss. It's a lot of things, man. So no one goes through life unscathed. So, this is just my scathing part of life.
this is true,
And I'll get through it, man.
right?
So it's
Right. This is
it's
part
all
of
good.
life where it gives you some bumps.
Yeah, yeah.
So talk about American Rebel and Cody
Oh
Rhodes
shit,
and how
sorry.
that happened.
So I mean,
No, you're okay.
I could tell you the real long version, but I'll cut it short. The long story is much better. But I get like a Instagram message uh, to basically they're interested in me possibly making a cigar for Cody Rhodes. Now, at this time, I mean, granted, I'm an old school wrestling fan, and the only reason these guys reached out to me is because of my Luchador brand, which was a Mexican wrestler. Really, it was actually a Rey Mysterio looking mask with my radioman sparks from the military. I was a radioman, and that was my like logo or patch on my uniform. And the like the sides of the mask were tobacco leaves, and I had like my LT logo around the eyes. Anyway, um, if that cigar doesn't exist, I don't get this direct message in Instagram. And basically, Cody and Frankie Kazarian, who is in um, Jesus, they've all bounced around so damn much. He's in TNA right now. He's the champ. He is the champ in TNA. Frankie Kazarian, who's been doing this a long time. Um, but anyway, these guys reached out to me. They want a cigar. I'm literally in like probably the tightest spot I'd been in at that time prior to this one, and it was just great timing for me. And I worked on a blend with who I guess I'm not going to say the name because I'm about to change factories on this cigar. Um, so I spoke with the factory, got the blend made, and American Rebel was born. So American Rebel is both Cody and Frankie. So American is Cody. American, his dad was the American Dream. He's the American
Yes.
Nightmare. Although
Yep.
if
Yep.
you're a true wrestling fan, you know that Dustin was the original American Nightmare. But and then there's Frankie Kazarian. So both these guys, we're all equal partners. Me, Frankie, and Cody, equal partners of American Rebel. So a rebel is Frankie, which is he's the heavy metal rebel. So that's Rebel American Cody. Just to clear that up. It's a three-way equal partnership between me, Cody, and Frankie. Um, and I just saw Frankie. He was here in Pittsburgh, so I just saw him a couple of months ago. But in any case, I'm actually moving factories for that cigar, and things should get a little more interesting with the American Rebel brand moving forward. It's been a little stagnant, if you will. But I was shipping these American Rebels to all these people, and I'm like, these guys have no idea that my background, or that hey, I make cigars too. There was no, I'm shipping to hundreds of customers that have no idea who is doing this. So I'm like, man, seems like there's a lot of online, or there's a lot of like mail or customers. So I started Stogiebird because of the success I had with the mail order of American Rebel. So, truth be told,
Now, for those of you watching that don't watch WWE currently today, I don't follow it super closely. Obviously, I know who Cody Rhodes is. He's everywhere. But Cody is
he's on
Dustin
the cover
Rhodes,
of
for
the
those that
of the
watched
of
it
the
in the
of the
90s,
video game.
right? And for those that watched
Like
wrestling in the 90s, late
Cody was
90s,
Ring of
Dustin
Honor.
Rhodes was Gold Dust. That's Cody's brother. So yeah, so the Rhodes family has been in wrestling for a very long time. His father Dusty, his brother Dustin was Gold Dust, and now Cody is kind of the dream child within WWE. Right now, he's kind of the head honcho within the WWE profile or
Look,
portfolio.
in my opinion, Mount Rushmore has Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and it has Dusty Rhodes. I mean, the Rhodes family. If you don't know Dusty Rhodes, and the fact that his sons have had so much true, legitimate success, and truly with Cody, if you again, if you're a fan, you're getting what I'm saying. If you're not a fan, you're tuning out. But
No,
Cody literally has become the greatest Rhodes of all time as far as that family is concerned, which is something that he always set out to do, and which is what's something that he was always told he would never become, and he did it, man. So like Cody is he's such a good guy that people hate him. He has hate, everybody has hate, right? And people hate him because he's such a good guy. Like Cody's corny, he's wholesome,
yes,
he's real. Like the Cody I deal with, and I mean this goes the same for Frankie. Like they're just top notch guys. They're just so easy to deal with. I remember talking to Cody when he won his first WWE title. Like, dude, like you're the WWE champion. Here's a guy that I made a cigar. We were equal partners. He's with uh, gosh, what was he started TNA, but prior to TNA, or I'm sorry, AEW. Trust me, I know this, guys. Don't. I've had a few Blantons. Give me some leverage here, man. I'm a wrestling fan. I know that they're giving me
You're
shit.
fine.
Anyone
You're
that's a
fine.
true
You're
wrestling
fine.
fan knows that I fucked up. But he was in it wasn't whatever. He started AEW. AEW kind of turned on him, and for what it's worth, like Cody's a really good heel. He's a really good heel. And but he doesn't want to be the heel. And AEW was getting weird. Again, I don't know the insides of this. I don't know Cody. I'm not going to pretend like I know Cody, on this deep personal level. I know him on a business level. We chat, we talk, we have great conversation. Obviously we've hung out, but I'm not going to pretend he's my best friend because he's not. But I want you to know that like my interactions with him has been amazing, and my interactions with Cody, or I mean with Frankie, have been equally, if not more, amazing. So these are great guys, um, just wonderful people to be around, and it's a pleasure to be their business partner.
Well, that's awesome. And real quick here, we actually had somebody before I get to another question about this. We had somebody named one of my best friends, Cody Carroll, made a comment here. He says, "I'm smoking a nub tonight. I emailed Sam over 10 years ago. He sent me a nub, ashtray, and a box of cigars. My ex-wife got mad because she thought I bought them, and now I get to say thank you to Sam in person." So
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So like again, you were cutting out. So I got that this guy messaged me.
he emailed you 10 years ago, and he said you sent him a nub ashtray and a box of cigars, but his ex-wife thought that he had bought them. But he gets to say thank you to you in person.
So is he thanking me for the ex-wife part or the cigars part?
And then we've got another person
Or is
here.
it both? I'll take both. I'll take both.
We got another person here that says they've been getting Bruce, big fan of the show, big friend of the show as well. Said he's been getting a Stogiebird 8 for a long time and he's never been disappointed.
Of course, Bruce has been a customer since I think year one. He's seen all the ups and downs, and he messaged me that he was excited to watch this show. So, Bruce, I know you were watching, and thank you. And like seriously, I don't know what to do to deserve some of you guys, but thank you for some of for. I mean, I don't know. It's funny, like not everybody has like fans, if you will. It's kind of weird for me to say that, but I certainly have a small number of people who follow me, who enjoy what I do, who are curious what my next adventure might be, or pitfall, or whatever. So he has certainly been one of those throughout the years, and I thank him very, very much. And like I've got a lot of fans from early Nub days that have followed me through and through, and it's cool. It's cool to make that kind of an impact on people. Some of my best years were those years, and traveling and getting to see all those places and be in all these cities and states. I mean, I've been to every cigar shop in this country at least twice, unless it's new within the past 10 years. I might not have been there, but I've been everywhere, and it's been great, and I've loved it. And cigar guys are some of the friendliest guys you'll ever meet. Cigar guys are unique. Cigar guys are in their own category because none of that has anything to do with what you do for a living or what your income is. Cigar guys, equal playing field, and some of the best guys I've ever met.
No, that's very true. And Paul May says you guys haven't talked in years. It's good to hear your voice. He tried to post a photo of his mask but couldn't figure it out. Officer Paul is his name.
This is Officer Paul. So I've known Officer Paul. We would go on these
Yeah.
uh, cigar crawls. We would be on a bus filled with 50 people smoking cigars on a bus. Uh, anyway, we would hit like all the local cigar shops in Pittsburgh. Officer Paul is a big part of that. Officer Paul has been a fan of mine and has been a customer of mine since I don't, since the beginning. And so thank you, Officer Paul. It's nice to have some people that mean a lot to me. So like both of you guys have been in my life for a long time.
See, you got to get back into doing these shows more and more. You see, people are tuning in, going, "We haven't heard from you in so long." Sam
I know.
talks. So we gotta get you back on some more of these shows, brother.
I know. I'm like,
You should do the Micallef Monday show with Richard.
I gotta tell you, man, like it's been more like my life being like downhill. And so I'm not excited to talk, because I don't have all these exciting things going on that the people that I've met, throughout my years in the business know me from. So like when I'm down, like I don't want to be out there, I just, it feels awkward for me. But when I'm up, like, fuck yeah, dude, like, let's go. Just like anybody. Like when I'm in the hospital, I don't want anyone to know. I don't send like Facebook images of me and my like hospital like number or whatever band, like I don't do that. And look, God love you if that's what you do, like, because I always care if I see that and you're somebody I care about. So it's okay if you do that. But like I don't want people to see me like when I'm down. So like I go in hiding, I mean, it's just I like people to see
That
me
makes
on my
sense.
top. And I haven't been there in a minute. And so when you're not where you want to be, you're in the shadows, and I've been in the shadows. So,
Well, now you're not. You're back on the show. You're back on the up. Things are starting to turn around a lot for you. Had said. So, what has American Rebel been like in the sales world? Are you able to keep it in
well,
stock? Because I tried and wasn't able to get any. It seems like it sells out quick.
it sells out quick, but at the same time, I mean, it's small potatoes, man. With not trying to knock him, but love for Sam to join us on Monday Zoom. Larry Frank, sure,
Yeah,
whatever you want,
the
Larry Frank.
Micallef, Richard Beard hosts the Micallef Mondays, and so they would like to have. Richard said he would like to get you on for a Micallef Monday show.
Sure. What was the where were we at, man? Refresh.
So how is American Rebel selling? Is it hard to keep it?
Oh,
It seems like it's not. It seems like it's selling great.
so look, I mean, uh, the cigar industry is a very small niche industry. It's very small. We all know everybody. We all know, all of the people that are the like your cigar icons. I've met. They're cool. They're normal. It's a very small industry. Wrestling also very small niche industry. It has its fans, they're fanatical, they're all in. But it's a small group of people. So now we take a niche inside of a niche, and it's even a smaller group of people that watch wrestling that are big cigar smokers. So I'm being real clear here, man. It's not, it's not paying my bills. It's not crushing. I'm not saying that it couldn't, but it's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's not what anyone would have expected or would want or would appreciate. But it certainly sells out every time I get them in. They're just not big numbers.
Yeah,
They're not, I've been a
is
part of
it
a lot of the companies, you know what I
it's
mean? So
exclusive to Stogiebird.
yeah, for sure. It doesn't have to be, but it just is.
So have you considered, because my guess is, since it's exclusive to you, have you considered pushing it for other stores to
Well,
distribute for it, more or less?
I mean, in all honesty, that's a conversation I've had very recently, and I think there's certainly a possibility for that. That's some. I've been the one putting, all of the, money behind it, if you will. So, like, all of it. But I've got some I've got some things working, something in the pressure cooker, if you will. Is probably the best thing I could say.
Now, how much?
Deserves it
How
deserves
much?
more
Oh,
than
go
it's
ahead.
getting. It deserves more than it's getting, and I'm trying to get there.
I agree. I've heard nothing but amazing things about that cigar. That it's really good from a lot of people. And I've looked up
Look,
reviews
keep in
for it.
mind
And
you're
people
hearing.
gave it. They
Look, and
said
I'm not
great
saying the
things.
cigars aren't good. I'm not saying the cigars are good. That's not what I'm saying. But you're hearing that from like true fans of Cody and Frankie. And they make a cigar that has Cody and Frankie's name. Of course they're gonna like it. I mean, how are they not gonna like it? So there's that.
No, that's true. That's true.
I'm very
So
realistic, man. Like, you call me humble, and I appreciate it, I guess. But like, I mean, like, dude, I'm just calling it like it is. I'm not trying to be humble. I'm not trying to be anything. Just telling it like it is.
no, but I mean that's a big name that is an actual cigar smoker too, right? He's not like somebody that just attaches his name to a brand. He himself, he's been seen
Yeah.
video
Oh,
photographed smoking
he
cigars. He's been known as a cigar guy.
and the worst part of this has been the WWE. So he has not promoted it. He's not been able to like smoke a cigar with his belt, or he doesn't promote American Rebel because of he's with a corporation that, and like, tobacco users are like the lowest life form on the planet. I got banned from TikTok like 3 weeks ago, because I posted one of my AI videos. And apparently, since I was smoking a cigar, they banned me for life. I went to the appeal and they banned me for life. I lost my appeal. So,
Whoa.
it's we're in it, you don't know how bad and how restrictive working in this industry is until you have to, like, you know, try to use things to promote your industry or your business, and you can't at any turn. So, that's the reality.
Oh yeah, YouTube's been pretty rough for the cigar world as well. YouTube's not been very good, but that's fucking
Right. If you
stupid
have a
that
link
TikTok
to
did
a
that.
website that sells cigars, you get banned. I did a lot of things with Cigar Vixen, and Delicia. I've known her since the first trade show, which was called the IPCPR, in my days. I met her at my first trade show, and she's a great person, and so it was. We've had a lot of history together, if you will. Good, positive cigar business history. And, so she did a lot of videos for me, but like all of these restrictions happened and she couldn't do those kind of things anymore. She couldn't link people to my website because it's tobacco.
That's ridiculous. That's
By the way,
absolutely
if you're a
asinine.
cigar guy and you've never heard of Cigar Vixen,
Oh yes,
Vixen,
yes, she's very
like,
popular.
dude,
Yes.
please follow her. She's not only is she beautiful, she is incredibly knowledgeable. She's been in this business as long as I can remember, as long as
Hmm.
I've been in it. So, like, respect to Delicia or Cigar Vixen, whatever you want to call
For sure, for sure. No, she's very well known. Like you said, if you follow cigar media at all, you know the name Cigar
it. You should
Vixen,
know
if not
Cigar
most of it.
Vixen, like, for real. Yeah, I'm with you, but not everybody does. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I mean, not
Yeah,
everybody
Richard
knows
says
me.
she's
Like,
hot.
I mean, I've been doing this for. I mean, she's beautiful, and she's sweeter in person, and her personality is beyond how beautiful she is in person. So, no, she really is a great person, and she's very knowledgeable about cigars. she's been doing this for as long, like I said, I've been doing this for over 20 years. She's been doing it for 20 years. She's been to every trade show I can remember. And she's not just a pretty face. She's a very knowledgeable, very sophisticated, has a great palate, and does a
I would
great,
agree.
thing for our industry.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely agree with you on that.
The
So
fact that she's easy on the eyes is only a benefit to everything else I just said.
it is. It is. She's also very knowledgeable. She's also very well respected in the industry, and like very well respected within the industry. And she's got a very popular podcast with a lot of videos on it as well.
Wait a
So
minute,
check out Cigar Links if
Martin
you're curious.
Cove Prodigal Son Cigar just came up as an ad here, and I love Martin Cove.
Yeah,
So
he was
Martin
on my
Cove
show
is
a
a
couple weeks
regular.
ago.
He's a regular at the Executive Cigar Shop in Orlando, Florida. Great guy, great shop, by the way. Executive Cigar, Orlando, Florida. I love you. Anyway, great guy, great guy. It's the nicest guy you could meet. He'll do anything you want for him. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, I had him on in September to talk about the prodigal son, and he was absolutely a fantastic guy. He was a great interview, very down to earth, super kind.
He's as genuine as they come, man. He's as genuine as they
Absolutely,
come.
I totally agree with you. I completely agree with you. So walk us through a little bit, because one of the things I hear the most about Stogiebird is your samples are like the best of the business. The samplers that you create, that's really the strong point. Would you agree with me that your online presence is primarily built on your samplers that you create, your monthlies?
Well, yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, that's my main business is the subscription service. So absolutely, without a doubt.
So
Without a
how do
doubt.
you, what is your process for picking your monthly cigars?
I wouldn't put anything in my sampler that I wouldn't smoke or be excited about trying. Simple as that.
But do you obviously do what a lot of places don't curate samples. It seems like the way you do. They curate samplers based on like dusties, can't sells, clearance bids, holdovers. And a lot of people, or at least my experience is a lot of clubs outside of like the Smoking and a couple others, they don't curate the club necessarily. Like you take somebody like Abe will plan out a club like almost a year in advance and actually order cigars for the club. I assume you're putting in that kind of effort to actually curate a club based on what everybody wants versus what maybe doesn't necessarily sell as quickly in the shop. Is that a fair assessment?
I mean, that's an opinion, not much of an assessment, per se, but I like it. I've known Abe for many years. So my last nub event, very last nub tour of 2009 was a stop with Abe, and it was at that time his best event he's ever had on record. So I love Abe. Hi Abe, if you're listening, you're your main sponsor. You should listen to all these because everybody's talking some shit. So I love you, Abe. Um, I've had nothing but great experiences with Abe and his shops. He had just opened up a new location. Like again, we're talking many years ago. I don't know. I think he has 5 locations now. Am I wrong? Do you know?
I
Do
think
you know?
he's got 3 or 4. Yeah, 3. I
So
think.
in any case, I think this was his second location at the time. And so we were trying to build that up for him as he was trying to build us up. But Abe is the real deal, man. I really like him. He's got a great personality. He's fun to be with. Uh, I don't. I mean, I'm sure a lot of your customers get to see. He's out there a lot more than I am. But
Well,
Abe's a good guy, man. Abe is what you see. Like he's a fun
you
guy to
get
be
what you get.
around, man.
You get what you get. You get
Yeah,
no
you get
lies
what you
from
get, man.
Abe. You
You
get no
get, yeah,
lies.
man. I mean, I ain't gonna. I don't know him enough to call him Honest Abe, but I love him all the same, man. Like he's so fun to be around. He's a big teddy bear, man. I like Abe a lot. I like Abe a lot.
So then let's get back to how do you, because you have a lot of samplers on your site. How do you curate them all and keep them fresh? Is it something you do plan out months in advance to bring in? Like what's your process around that?
So here's what's interesting, and I don't think people understand just how unique this is. But I'm only buying 8, unique uh, cigars a month. So it's not like that hard, if you will. But I'm I'm not going to give you a bad one. I only have 8 to choose from. There's hundreds of cigars, so thousands. Finding 8 special ones for the program is probably the funnest part of my job because I would not put anything in there that wouldn't intrigue me as a smoker. I mean, unless I knew so much shit about it, but like the band itself would have turned me off because like look, we all buy with our eyes, and if the band turns you off,
Mhm.
you're not going to buy it. So like I get that part of it. I mean like I'm a marketing guy, I get that part of it. So like sometimes I try things based on a relationship first on something that I'm excited about. But that relationship, and then I try it and I'm excited. Like, look, I didn't know anything about this bloodline, and I sold the shit out of that like I was making a commission. So, it's a very good cigar. I was excited about it. I only and was intrigued because I like be positive because it's one of my like little shtick lines when I'm out. Like, it's not just my blood type, So it's something that I say. So, like, I had something attached to it, which I've always been in love with CAO. And like, look, CAO was I just loved everything they did, man. I've always respected them. I've always admired them immensely. And then they sold their company to General Cigar. Anybody that might not know that.
Yep, yep,
And all those fucking guys run Crowned Heads. Every motherfucking one of them.
yep.
Every one of them.
Tim's now in
Including
charge.
all of them, not just
Yep.
Tim, man. I mean, it's been Huber,
Huber, yeah.
it's been Miguel. I mean, there's so much love there. It's crazy. It's all the OG guys from CAO from the 90s that are fucking running Crowned Heads. And like so like I'm telling you that's the way it is from the guy on top to the guy on the bottom. And I'm not trying to say the bottom's a bad place over there, but they've all been OG guys from like the OG days. So respect to Crowned Heads. Um,
Well,
I
here's a fun fact for you. Do you know where Crowned Heads got the name?
Well, yeah, it's from the Wizard of Oz. That was on the truck
Yeah, a
of
lot of
of.
people don't know that.
Well, okay, so let's take this a step further, and you may this may take you to a new world, but it is called the Wizard of what?
Oz,
Okay, and what is the last name of CAO?
Oz, Ozinger. That's interesting. Okay, okay. So
Took took it a step further for you, didn't I?
that you made a complete circle. That's
It's
an
the
interesting
Oz
connection.
family of cigars,
Yes,
man.
it is. Yes, it is.
And I got
Absolutely.
and I had the pleasure of meeting and knowing Kano Osgener before he passed away. An amazing guy, uh, which is what the CAO stood for, which was his name.
Hmm.
And Kano was just sweetest guy. Now these guys got into the business because they made meerschaum pipes.
Yep.
That was their intro into the cigars.
Now,
So
Larry Frank asks. I assume Larry, when you ask have a calendar, you're asking if he has a calendar of previous samplers that go out for previous months, so that way you could see what was previous to it. Do you offer anything like that? An insight into the
what I
previous,
did before.
yeah, like the previous couple of months, so that way people can kind
Well,
of see.
I mean, I can give an honest answer. So if you go to stogiebird.com, you can see previous months, but you'll see that it hasn't been updated in a while because the guy, my right hand man, who executed all of my ideas, we he found a job paying him more, and he's a good guy. But so some of that is fell through the cracks without him. But I used you could look at everything I've done past whatever has been updated on the website. If I'm being real honest with you, my friend.
Yeah, no, no. So how many? Okay, so they're talking about Cigar Vixen. Had a calendar. It had a couple. Yes, yes. So how many if you want to share this, how many monthly subscriptions are you rolling out these days every month?
Well, I don't think that's a number that anybody would want to divulge, but I will say that it's certainly not as much as it used to be. COVID was probably my best year ever. Uh, it was probably the most amazing year I've ever had was during COVID because cigar shops were closed. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
was just on the rise. So my marketing and everything was kind of hitting on point. It certainly has dropped from there. And at the same time, too, when I got into the business, there really wasn't many people doing this,
No.
and now everybody does this.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
so
not everybody does it great. Just because you have something doesn't mean you do it the right way or you do it in a way that people actually want to dedicate money every month to support. You seem to be somebody that has been doing it right, that people dedicate money every single month to support because they like your palate, they like what you like, and that's really where your fan base and a subscription comes, right? Is because you like to add cigars that you like. So clearly, if somebody's been with you for a long time, they probably have a similar palate to you, or maybe like a similar profile. Would you agree to that?
I guess I couldn't disagree to that. Uh, um, I don't know. I don't know. I know that uh, prior to all of my personal shit that has gone on in my world, that Stogiebird was the best subscription out there. But I've just now kind of trying to take that wheel back after going through all the shit I've gone through, and to get it where it was. If I'm being real clear with you, but at the same time too, my prices have not changed since pre-COVID, and I still offer free shipping, which has gone up every single year since 2019. So, I'm still offering 2019 prices in 2025, and it hasn't paid off as much too. I'm eating a lot of it. There's also that. 5 years ago was a different ball game. I'm paying higher prices for cigars. There's tariffs, there's all this bullshit. And Man, it used to cost me $3.19 to ship a 5 pack of cigars to Hawaii. That same thing cost me nine
I was
dollars,
to say it's
but
got
I
to be
eat,
about 10.
but I eat it. So there's that.
So what is your, now that it seems like you're getting everything back on track within your life and you're on the up again in some personal side, and you're bringing Stogie Bird back to where it was, what is your vision, long-term vision of Stogie Bird? Where would you like to see it be at?
My vision is probably grander than a monthly cigar subscription service. My vision would be more in getting a brand back out on the market that people enjoy and get excited about. So I miss being on the road. I miss you know having these stories of New Hampshire and New Mexico and California and Montana and South Dakota. Who the fuck's been there? I have, and it's a great fucking place. Outlaw cigars have come from there, and if you smoked a fat bottom Betty, you know what I'm
Yep,
talking about.
yep, yep.
So, like, it's a great fucking shop, and I've been there. I've been to so many cool spots in this country. If my travels have always been like cigar related. I've been to every cigar shop in this country. And so I miss that. I miss people that I engaged with during, during cigar events, whether it be Nub, whether it be Cane, whether it be Leccia Tobacco, Luchador. I mean, I traveled the country with all of those brands, and it's great to see familiar faces. I certainly have markets that are, that I have a bigger presence in, if you will. So I miss that. I miss that tremendously. I miss being on the road. So I would expect somewhere in the future of me being in your backyard selling cigars. That's what I would
Well,
expect.
come over. We'll do it in studio. It'd be great to have you out
Right
here.
on.
So,
Right
what
on.
are you? Do you see Stogiebird as releasing their own line of cigars?
What's interesting? I have like released, if you will. That's a weird word, but I have done a lot of one-offs with Stogie
Yeah.
Bird. So many brands, over 30 brands I've created while doing this. And that's kind of one of my favorite things. It's like, talk to a factory, say, look, I want this, that, and the other thing. Send me some samples. We can work it out. I don't have to go down there. This is going to be a one-off thing. I want it to be good. I want it to be what I want it to be, but it's not something that's going to be a core brand, something that I'm going to focus, all of my attention on, but something that has to still be good. So don't misunderstand me, but it could be done a little easier. And I've come up with over 30 brands with being with Stogie Bird. Prior to Stogie Bird, I had Nub, I had Cane, I had Leccia Tobacco, Black and White, and
Mm-hmm.
Luchador, and Desnudo. Really, if anybody, if any real fan remembers Desnudo, which I'd like to make a comeback. Um, so there, I've done a lot more since I've been able to do a lot more with Stogie Bird, but all it's been in very short bursts. It's been one and dones, if you will, lost and found kind of thing, which I'm a big fan of as well. And anyone Stogie Bird knows that because I've done a lot of lost and found. So, I
But
mean,
do you see Stogiebird coming out with like a core line of cigars and offering
I
something like that? Because that'll give you the ability to then go nationwide with everything and actually put out a Stogiebird cigar. You have the background and pedigree to do it, so it's a valid
I
question.
okay. I'll say this. I've actually had a Stogie Bird like branded cigar. All the brands that I was telling you about, the 30 that I was talking about, or whatever. None of those like were like Stogie Bird centric. And but I have had one, and it was a blend that I worked, well with a factory, and it was very good. But I never thought about taking that on a national thing, and truthfully, never crossed my mind until you mentioned it. My mind is more on Leccia Tobacco, and some. I've got so many projects and so many brands in my computer that are like, bands are ready to print, blends are ready to be made. So like I've got a lot of that shit kind of ready to go. So I never really thought about Stogie Bird being, the next big thing in cigars, for what it's worth. I don't know if retailers would want to carry a brand that competes with them online at the same time. So, I wouldn't necessarily think of Stogie Bird as being a cigar sold in cigar shops. I'm not saying it couldn't be, but never thought about it.
Well, I mean, if the public wants it, they'll buy it. They'll get it.
Sure,
You know,
sure,
and
sure.
and they think again, you have the pedigree, you have the background to do a national release, you have the ability to do it. That would then get you out on the road, back up to South Dakota, and all around the country. So that's a way to do that. But you don't have to release it as a Stogie Bird. You could release it as under Lucia Tobacco if you wanted, but
Right.
push it
And that's kind
nationwide.
of that's kind of where I would think of doing it. Truthfully, I wouldn't think of taking Stogie Bird into retailers, but um, I mean, it's a cool name.
No,
Uh,
and it's
and
a
and
really cool name.
stogie is a local term here in Pennsylvania. The word stogie originated in Conestoga, PA. I know people know this story, but at the same time, people don't. But Conestoga, PA made these wagons. They made these wood wagons, and they carried a lot of shit. But they also carried a lot of tobacco because Pennsylvania at one time, listen to this, Pennsylvania one time, largest grower of tobacco in the world.
Yep.
largest producer of cigars in the world at
Yep.
one time. It's not that time is not today, but at one time. Pennsylvania, largest in the world, bigger than Cuba, bigger than anything you've ever heard. And I'm still doing jazz hands, and I don't know why. But so Stogie became the name for a cigar because all these Stogie wagons mostly carry tobacco here in Pennsylvania, and the term for cigars ended up being coined Stogies. So it's a very local term here in Pennsylvania. I'm not that close to Conestoga, PA. It's not like it's 2 counties over. It's not, but it's still in our state, and it's cool to be part of a word that is used, uh, internationally to some degree, that originated right here in my backyard. So I wanted to use it in my name.
No, I didn't know that story. My first time I ever heard Stogie, I'll be honest, is off of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where the grandfather was like, "Hey Clark, do me a favor and fetch me my stogies."
It's me, my stogies.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard Stogie. So I didn't know
Yeah.
it. I didn't know it came from that. So um,
Conestoga.
Conestoga. So that's interesting piece of history there. You got your lightsaber, man. I'd be worried I'd take my beard off with that thing. So what do you want to get out of the next 5-10 years then with Stogiebird? Where do you see kind of, do you want to travel with it? Do you want to have Lucia Tobacco have more spread? Like, kind of, what's your vision for that?
So I mean, it would be great. I would like to continue with my Lucia tobacco products, continue to make cigars for the masses. So I think that's more my vision than anything. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. I, in the words of Madonna, I want to rule the world.
Now I'm looking on your website here. I don't see Lucia Tobacco available
That's
on
because
it.
there's nothing in production. I haven't had a
Okay.
Lucia tobacco product in production since 2016.
Okay, okay. So it's not.
with the,
So it's
with the
something that you would
exception
like to
of
bring
of
it back.
American Rebel and all the
Correct.
crazy shit I've done.
Okay, so American Rebel is under the Lucia Tobacco.
Loosely, but yes.
Okay, okay. Um, do you think that you will see Cody take a more active role at some point? Like, is that something that he's like bitching to WWE because he owns the brand? His name is on it. It just doesn't
Look,
make sense. I remember them drinking. Uh, Stone Cold would come out with a 6 pack and smash 3 of them over his head and chug two, and
look,
it's a different time. I know for WWE, but like
Ryan,
to me, it's ridiculous.
Ryan, when I worked for Bacardi, which was prior to Jack Daniels, um, this predates cigars by quite a bit. Um, I had a meeting at WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut, and at this time, this would have been like 2000, maybe 2001 at the latest, maybe. At this time, Vince McMahon owned the XFL. So the
Mhm.
XFL flag was hanging with the WWE flag, um, on at their headquarters, and Vince's office, which was like, I don't know, 12-foot glass doors, had XFL logos on it. So this was, and again, this was like this was the original OG XFL. And what was going to happen? This is a great story, man. If you're a wrestling fan, none of this has anything to do with cigars. But we were launching this product with Bacardi, which doesn't even exist anymore. It's called Cyclone. It was which was like a lot of things, probably ahead of its time. It was tequila infused rum called what did I just say it was called? Cyclone.
Cyclone, yeah.
Yeah, and so like the bottle had like a cyclone like grooved into the glass behind it. Anyway, it was a lot of
Whoop, whoop, Sam. Okay, you bounced out. So the you were talking about the glass. Oh, Sam, we lost your audio. You blanked out. We lost your audio. We've got you, but no audio. Let me.
Can you hear me
There
now?
we go. Now I can. Now we can hear you. We got you.
All right. All right. So I have a meeting with the WWE execs. Now, Vince is not in this meeting, but Stephanie McMahon is. And the meeting was about to promote the Cyclone product. And the idea from WWE at this time was to have the late, great, uh, oh my gosh, why am I not? Why why am I blank? This is what happens when I've been drinking and smoking and having a good time. Eddie Guerrero. We were gonna have
No.
yeah. So we were gonna have Eddie Guerrero like roll in his Impala and like crash into the ring with a bottle of Cyclone, which was Bacardi Cyclone, which again, this doesn't even exist. You can't buy this anywhere. Um, anyway, it was all kind of like approved and excited about, and Eddie Guerrero said no. He was just trying to clean himself up, get away from alcohol. He didn't want to have anything to do with this promo, so we never did it, and we never did the Cyclone with the WWE. But I found my way in anyway, you know. So I've always been a wrestling fan, man, always.
Yeah, I watched a lot of wrestling. I was watching live the pay per view where Owen fell. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, I was too.
I was like 13, 14. Like I was really young. That was mid 90s, if I remember correctly.
Well, you were pretty
Um,
young in the mid '90s. I was not.
yeah, I'm 40 now.
I'm
Um,
50 now.
so we're not too far off. We're not too far off.
A decade's a decade, my man.
Yeah, but you know, I got friends' parents that are like 15 years apart, so you know.
All right. I'm just saying, gas prices when I was born versus gas prices when you were born were quite different.
97 cents a gallon, my first tank I ever paid for. I had a Ford Focus. 97 cents a gallon.
I had an '86 Chevy Cavalier.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was the interior for the Corvette for a long time.
The worst thing they did was they came out with that Cadillac Cimarron, which was a Chevy Cavalier with a Cadillac badge. Worst car ever made.
Oh, I used to sell cars, and it was such a refresher when I noticed I sold cars during the year that Corvette finally changed their interior from the Cavalier interior, because that's effectively, you weren't buying a Corvette because the interior was nice. You were buying
Yeah.
it because the engine was massive. But
And I had a '74 Stingray, for what that's worth.
oh, those are okay. I am a fan of Corvettes during the Stingray years and 50s and 60s. I was not a fan of the 80s body style. I was not a fan of the IROC style either for the Camaro. And I loved. I wasn't a fan of most of the 80s cars look, but the Stingray, if I was to own a Camaro, if I was to own a Corvette, it would be either a 56, 57 or a Stingray.
Yes, the curves of a '70
Mm-hmm.
Stingray is just, it's not aerodynamic as it looks. It's not, but it looks
Mm-mm.
aerodynamic. It looks cool. Here I am with my jazz hands.
Yeah.
But the seven. So here's an interesting factoid about the '74 Stingray. Last Corvette to have true full dual exhaust from the headers.
Oh,
For what that's
yes. Yeah, it wasn't
so
just a split exhaust.
it was not just a split exhaust. It was, and it was white with T tops.
Did you have the split back?
No, 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 no. This was 1974. The split backs ended in the '50s.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, no, the Stingrays has always been my favorite. It's the most aggressive body style I feel the Corvette came out with. I'm not even a big fan of the look of the new Corvette, but
The Ferraris.
they exactly like it. They're trying to go too much supercar
I mean,
look.
look, I'd take one any day of
Oh,
the week.
you want to give it to me, dude? That's not the question. I'll drive it with a smile on my face and be super happy. But
Look, I gotta have gray hair and New Balance shoes to own a brand new Corvette. I'm not there yet.
so okay, you'll find this funny. Um, you know the not the oh my gosh, the big engine for the Ram. What is it? Uh,
Hemi,
no, not the Hemi. It's the they
Viper
have
engine.
no, they have the oh my gosh, it's the Dodge Ram, the big one. Um, oh, the big body style. Hold on. Charger. It's the Charger.
Hemi.
The not the Scat Pack. What's the one over the Scat Pack?
Oh, I don't know.
A Hellcat.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it's a
Hellcat.
Hemi engine, but it's like 750 horsepower.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha, gotcha.
when I was selling, I didn't sell Dodge. I worked at a dealership that had Dodges. So I didn't make the sale, but I heard the story and we all saw the guy who was there that day. Total midlife crisis. And if you've never experienced a Hellcat, it comes with two keys. Okay. It comes with a blue key and a red key. The blue key is the normal everyday 400 horsepower, 450 horsepower key. And then the red key, I think it is, I might have them reversed, is the full on 750 horsepower, everything involved in it. And we had a guy.
That key also opens any urinal because you're gonna need to shit your pants.
Well, we had a guy total midlife crisis in his 50s. This thing at the time was 15K over sticker, and every dealership only had like one or two, right? So we ended up selling one to this guy who came back within an hour and asked for his money back. And obviously, you don't do that. So he paid a huge fine. But he said, I stood at the stop at a green light because he used the wrong key and he'd never driven a car like this and roasted the tires. Roasted. He brought them back. He had to buy a full set of new tires. He roasted the rears that bad. And was like coming back white as a ghost. It scared the shit out of him. He ended up bringing it down for a regular. I think it was an RT or GT Charger, but they ended up charging him. They kept like 15 grand.
Of course
And
they did.
ended up
Of course
charging
they
him
did.
that because the tires for that thing I think were almost 2,000 for a set of four or
I'm
fifteen
sure
hundred for a set of
it's
four.
probably $4,000 today.
Yeah. So that was I'd never driven a Hellcat. So after that, we now had a used Hellcat because it was titled, even though there was no miles on it really. So we all got to drive it, and I totally understand why he was freaked out by it. But I mean, you just don't get it. But it's a rush though. If you ever get an opportunity to drive one, they're a rush. They put a Hellcat engine in a Jeep Wrangler too, which is insane to me.
Insane.
Insane.
Could you
But
imagine a Jeep Wrangler Hellcat wobble?
oh, the death wobble. That's not what you want going 80 down the road. So
Yeah, not
Sam, what do you do when you're not doing Stogiebird? What are some of your non-cigar related hobbies?
currently or in general.
Hmm? In general or currently?
Currently, or what I really would rather be doing.
Whatever you would like to give.
So yeah, that's fair, right? I love to fish, man. I love to fish. I like freshwater fishing. I love to be on a boat. Um, uh, I don't know. Uh, what do I enjoy doing? All I do is work, man. But
Are you
I
a
enjoy
reader?
I'm not at all whatsoever. Whatsoever. I mean, like I read a lot of articles. I used to read a lot of magazines. I'm like ADD, man. I can't get into a book. Um, I say I'm like ADD, and I'm telling you, I'm ADD. I can't get into a bar.
I know what that means.
But I mean, I enjoy something I've never, experienced probably more than anything. I like new experiences, a lot, a lot.
So
You
if
know,
you had to pick a location in the world, anywhere you'd like to go, where would it be?
hmm.
Doesn't have to be exotic. It could be anywhere in the U.S. too.
I have two places. I have two places. San Diego, it's the best weather, but currently worst taxes. But I love San Diego. Loved, 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 loved. I lived there for over 4 years. Love San Diego. Second option, and if you've never been there, please consider this as a vacation destination, and because nobody's been there, and that is uh, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Okay, why Hot Springs, Arkansas? I know the place. I've heard of it.
So it's it's the most unique experience you could have in the country, in my opinion. For one, if you've got kids, it's literally the like roller coaster or theme park
Really?
destination of the world. I've never been to their theme parks. I don't care. I like theme parks. I'm not shitting on them, but like I didn't go there. I didn't have time for that. I didn't do that. But they have amazing theme parks, so there's that. I can't tell you anything about it. But if you're into history, if you are specifically if you are into mob history, uh, the Hot Springs, Arkansas was Vegas before Vegas. Al Capone is a very recognizable name. A lot of things are named after him in Hot Springs, Arkansas. But even beyond that, like I don't care if you're not into that. You still need to go to Hot Springs, Arkansas, because on every fucking corner of every street, you can grab a shovel and dig for crystals. There are more natural crystals in Hot Springs, Arkansas than anywhere in the world.
Really?
Anywhere in the world.
Like
So,
valuable
like,
crystals?
I mean, they can be. I mean, it all depends on the crystal, correct? So they can be,
Okay,
and diamonds and all that other shit. But like I'm being clear, it's just crystals.
sure,
But certainly diamonds as well. But it's crystals. Um, like how you go on a corner, every corner they sell like fresh flowers.
sure.
Well, every corner in like Hot Springs, Arkansas, they're selling crystals, and you can spend like $20. You get a shovel, go dig your own crystals. Whatever you dig, you
Interesting.
keep. Like it's a very unique place. But even like downtown Hot Springs, Arkansas, it's the most European looking architecture you'll see in the country. It's a very unique town. It's a very unique place to be. There's a casino. There's all kinds of things there for people that aren't into what I'm into. There's so much going on in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
I just don't. Nobody in my life I've ever heard go to Arkansas. It's
Right,
not a
right,
state
right,
where you
right,
hear
right,
go to
right. Look,
Arkansas.
I've been to Dubai. I've been to Hong Kong. I've been so many places, man. Like I'm not like, like Hot Springs, Arkansas, fellas. You go there, you're gonna feel me. And they got some great cigar shops on top of that, which is why I was there in the first place. I would have never heard
Interesting.
of it, would have never been there if it wasn't for cigars. So I
I'll have
love,
to look into that.
yeah. In fact, when I was on my plane trip, my first time to Hot Springs, Arkansas, I flew with the Temptations, who were performing at a casino in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Like, did you
Um,
know the Temptations, or did you just happen to fly with them?
okay, two things. For one, I knew of the Temptations.
Correct, correct.
Number two, like I think there's only one Temptation of the original Temptations that is
True.
left.
Fair enough.
So there's that. But regardless, I was on a plane with the fucking Temptations.
That's awesome.
Can we end it at that?
That's awesome. I fly all the time. The only celebrity I've ever seen at an airport is Jeff Foxworthy. And the only reason why I even knew it was Foxworthy is because I'm a huge fan and I owned all of his albums. And he had said something, and he was like 3 people in front of me, and I was like, I know that voice.
And you're like, here's your sign.
Yeah, well, that's Bill Engvall, but yes, it's the same group.
Oh, it is. No, it was
That's
you
Bill
know you're a
Engvall.
redneck.
You know you're a
My
redneck.
bad.
Yeah, no worries.
My bad.
But I said, I was like, hey,
Wrong blue collar comedy tour tagline.
right?
Because
You
the
know
other one is what's the other one is
well, there's Rod White.
Get Her
and
Done.
Get Her Done. Yeah, he's the most successful of them all, which is the funniest. And then a lot of that is just the fact that he played Mater in Pixar.
Fuck yeah.
But no, I got to see Foxworthy, and I was like, hey, Mr. Foxworthy. He turns around, takes a great picture, does like a whole face thing. Like, it was, I didn't even know he did a face until I looked at the picture. And I was like, oh my God, dude, that's all. But he lives in Atlanta, and that's where I landed. It was in Atlanta. But it was just, that was the only famous person I've ever seen in an airport that I've actually said hi to.
I've met a handful of famous people at airports. Probably the coolest would be maybe Kurt Angle. But my favorite experience is with a guy you've never heard of ever. and it's Edgar Schneider. And Edgar Schneider is a Pittsburgh attorney who has done like Pittsburgh attorney commercials since I was a kid. They're still on to this day here in Pittsburgh, right? And it's Edgar Schneider, and it's like, and remember, there's no legal fee unless we get money for you. Call attorney Edgar Schneider, 391-2101. So in any case, I got to meet Edgar Schneider, who was always on like during Judge Judy and like, whatever, the People's Court. But I got to meet him, and I got to meet his like marketing director, and she's like, so I was telling her what a fan I was of Edgar Schneider, because like you grew up with these fucking commercials, right? It's like what's that? We want money now. JG Wentworth.
JG Wentworth, yes.
Yeah,
JG Wentworth.
Yeah, 999 cash now.
Yes, it's your money. Spend it when you need it.
So this is this guy to Pittsburgh, and anybody from Pittsburgh knows Edgar fucking Schneider. I promise you, right? He's as popular as Franco Harris here in Pittsburgh. I promise you. But in any case, I got to meet him. I was in Dallas flying to Pittsburgh. We were on the same flight. And so his marketing director was with him, and she was attractive, and she was probably more than his marketing director, if you know what I'm saying. But in any case, she goes to me, do you remember the tagline? And I'm like, do I remember the tagline? Like you can't be from this area and not remember the tagline. So it's like, not only do I remember the tagline, I know your fucking phone number by heart, right? So it's like, and remember, there's no legal fee until we get money for you. Call attorney Edgar Schneider, 391-2101. And she goes, oh my God, that's our original number. We don't use that number anymore. We haven't used that number in 20 years. Oh my God. And she goes to Edgar, I told you how fucking popular those commercials were. So he stopped using, he literally stopped using, and remember, there's no legal fee till we get money for you, which was like a whole finger point thing. He stopped using that for a few years. I swear to God, like I swear to God, it's their tagline again. And I swear to God, it's because of that conversation with his marketing director. Because I knew their fucking phone number from 1989.
You know, it's funny because you grow up, like, I grew up in Chicago. I have those same ones, like Golf Bill Ford, push it, do like Stu, push it, pull it, tow it to Golf Bill Ford. You remember the Eagle commercials? The Eagle insurance commercials? I've got something for you. Yes, the General. All these old commercials, like, it's funny how you remember them. And like it brings back a sense of nostalgia to you, you know.
Fuck yeah. And look,
Empire
if you have anybody
Carpet.
watching this show that's from Pittsburgh, I promise you they know Edgar Schneider more than they could name 10 players on a Steelers team.
Well, here in closing the show, coming to the end, I've got some lightning round questions that I ask everyone.
Let's do it.
What is your favorite cut?
Like how I would cut a
Yeah.
cigar?
So pinch, bite, straight, V, punch.
Okay. Okay. So I've got a story, like everything. Nothing's a simple answer with me, my friend. I I guess I shouldn't say where it was, although I know where it was. Um, I do not use community cutters.
I don't either.
I would never ask to borrow a cutter, because I know of I know of two instances that got hepatitis C from the community cutter at the cigar shop because people lick it. So
Oh,
um,
oh,
with that in mind, and um, I I have spent an incredible amount of time in Nicaragua. An incredible amount of time. And what's funny, if you go to any cigar brand owner, you name them, name them. Whoever your favorite fucking top 10 is, their lighters, their cutters don't ever fucking work. Ever. 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 I've met with everybody. I met with General, I met with Altadis. I've been to everybody's home headquarters, right? Nobody has good lighters. Um, so one thing that I always did was would just pull the I don't bite it because like bite it is like you would bite a I don't bite it. I don't like I don't like bite it. But I do I as a cigar maker, if you will, I do like pull the cap off with my teeth. Like I can go "Ugh," and just pull that cap off and smoke a cigar. So that's typically how I would cut a cigar.
okay.
But if I was to use a cutter, which I have like a, you know, store cutter or like a unit, if you will.
Yeah, you
I
showed our
love it.
straight cut earlier.
I love a good V cut. I love a
Okay,
good V. Yeah, I
okay.
love a good. Yeah,
What is your?
because a V cut, by the way, cuts deep and it keeps the cap intact.
It does. It doesn't split most of the time. I found,
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
it's a super deep V,
Or a
um,
super dry cigar. Let's
or
be
a super
honest.
dry cigar. Yes. What is your favorite rapper? You could give me musician, or you could give me cigar wrapper, or both. It's up to you.
A musician?
Well, I've
Oh,
asked the question and people have given me both, so I just preface it by saying you could give both
I
if you want.
didn't even get it at first. That's what's funny. What a nerd I am. What a nerd I am. Meanwhile, let's just say Martha Stewart because she could really wrap packages like you've never seen. But you didn't mean that rapper either. So I would say, um, hmm, my favorite rapper would be Rob Bass because I love Rob Bass. Pick up the pace. But I would say Cameroon. I
Okay.
would say I would say African sun-grown is the term I coined with Lucia White. But
So real
Cameroon,
Cameroon, not Cameroon seed.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cameroon. Although, I mean, I've had some Honduran grown Cameroon seed, if you will. That was quite good. So I like Cameroon. I like Cameroon.
It's a
I don't
great
like
wrapper. It's a hard
I
one to
don't
work with.
necessarily like all Cameroon blends because there are some very popular Cameroons that I don't like, but I like Cameroon around the right blend. But my secondary close second, San Andreas.
Okay, okay. So
Can I
Maduro.
can, can I share you something with that?
Sure. Yeah.
So you want to hear something funny?
Yes.
You will never hear. Guy, I am asking you. I'm asking anyone who listens to this to prove me wrong. I'm welcome to it. Show me a San Andreas cigar that existed prior to the cane San Andreas?
I don't think you can. I've heard this before. I don't think you can. A lot of people thought San Andreas tobacco was awful
So
and
no,
it
no,
was
no.
not
It's beyond that.
used.
It's beyond that. It's beyond that. So Ryan, um, I had this crazy success with Nub. I'm a big stud. Everybody knows who I am. I'm a big shot. And here I am with the jazz hands all fucking night. That's been the theme. I need like a jazz hand cigar, right? Like jazz hands.
Next
Um,
release.
it's so weird to do that. Like as often as I've done it tonight, and as much as I've recognized that I've done it tonight. That's been the theme. It's been our theme tonight. If you're gonna call our conversation tonight, if you need a title for it, it needs to be Jazz
Jazz
Hands.
hands.
But in any case, where was I going with this?
You were talking
Help
about
me
the
out.
cane, San Andreas
Okay,
cane.
okay. So I'm coming off like huge nub success. Everybody thought, I got a little penis and it's nub and it's never gonna work and all this shit. I've heard it all. And yet, like all it does is sell. And so I want to launch this cane, which is like a full body, straight Ligero, in your face cigar, because that was also very popular at the time. This was like LFD triple Ligero launch time, for what that's worth to the people that don't know. Because I'm old and I've been doing this a long time, and you might have never heard of me. But the LFD made very strong cigars, and the LFD triple Ligero was the thing. So we wanted to make a straight Ligero, binder, wrapper, filler Ligero. And the wrappers that I was excited about, one of them at least, was this Mexican wrapper. And what was real popular in 2010, go ahead and Google it, because it was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Okay.
So we called the cane San Andreas. And now everybody's got like
A San Andreas.
25%, if not more, of anybody's humidor is San Andreas cigar.
A
San Andreas
huge chunk
cigar.
of it. So, like, there again,
So
again,
this
you
little
have a
white
hell of
dude
a
that nobody's
pedigree.
heard of on your show created a size, created a flavor of San Andreas that that
Well,
has existed.
nobody was using that tobacco.
I
Nobody
promise.
wanted
No,
to
no, no,
use
no.
it.
I want you to know that's not true. Nobody just.
Put it as a wrapper, I should say. Nobody's put it as a wrapper, I think, before you.
No,
Though.
like, Ryan? Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead.
This industry is full of bullshit, and nobody claimed that the wrapper that was on that cigar was from Mexico.
Is that what it was? Okay. They didn't have the disclosure of it.
Because the Mexican tobacco in the 90s and the early 2000s was considered inferior.
Yes.
And with all due respect to Tiamo, but Tiamo fucked Mexico. Tiamo fucked Mexico with inferior perception of tobacco. But
that's
here I am, like nobody knows who I am. I'm just some piece of shit from Pittsburgh. I created the snub and I'm on the map. Like, I don't want to lie about what this blend is. I like this Mexican tobacco. I want to say it's Mexican. What's hot? Grand Theft
so
Auto.
you went off of
San
that. That is see that's awesome because I'll be honest with you. I don't get San Andreas is one of my favorite rappers. The San Andreas Maduro is
it's one of my
my
favorites. It's
all-time
chalky.
favorites. Oh, it's
chalky.
fantastic.
It's dark chocolate flavor.
Yes.
It's so good. Like
it's
good
sweet.
San Andreas.
It's sweet.
Good
it's
San
got
Andreas.
a great sweetness to it. Like
it's not oily.
Point.
It's not shiny. It's chalky before
Mm-hmm.
you light it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
right.
Now
And it's
everybody
bright
has it.
white as the ash. It's bright fucking white as the ash.
Now everybody uses it, like you said, and everybody, at least everybody talks about it now when they use
So everybody makes a 460. Lots of people make a San Andreas.
So like it again, your influence on the industry, like it's one of those where I feel like you've had a loud influence, but in the history of cigars, your name will be there for sure.
I don't know if it will, and that's okay if it doesn't. I'm not trying
In
to.
Oliva's history, it will be at a minimum.
No, no, they've tried to erase anything to do with me.
Well, those that know you can't erase
so,
it.
so uh, um, I had wanted to create a lounge and a very small boutique factory in the Strip District of Pittsburgh, which is a very touristy. It's a very Pittsburgh-y thing to do. Like if you want a cheesesteak in Philly, you go to the Strip District in Pittsburgh for what that's worth. So I'm just trying to be clear with anyone that it's in the know. So I was going to do a factory in the Strip District of Pittsburgh called Studio Tobacco. That was my name. I loved it, and I liked it and I kind of copied it. It's not uber original. I'm not, whatever. But um, I looked in Cigar Aficionado. This was like October of like 2010, and I see an article for what was supposed to be my factory in the Strip District as the um, creative arm of Oliva that created all the brands that I created, minus me. I found that out in Cigar Aficionado in October of 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, for real. That's a true fucking statement. I made a phone call while literally the plastic of that magazine was still in my pocket, and I'm on my walkway in my house outside, and I'm making the phone call to Oliva going, what the fuck? And that was the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of the end.
Wow. Wow. Bruce says that they gave you an Oliva hat on a crawl one year, and you took a magic marker and made it a Bolivar hat.
So, so this this really happened, and this really happened. This is a true statement. And if you look at the correct spelling of Bolivar, in the middle of Bolivar is the correct spelling of Oliva. So this did happen, and I did win a hat on a raffle with Oliva, and everybody's laughing because of past history. Whatever, it's all good. It's all good. I wouldn't be here I mean, it's all good. I have no hate.
Well, you're not
But
trying to release them from your history. They're just trying to do
no,
it to
I mean, whatever, man. Whatever, man. It's all good. Like I like whatever. Whatever everybody does, it's all good. It's all good. No sweat. But I did win an Oliva hat. I was not happy. And like I told you, my brain works weird, right? And like I saw Bolivar and I sharpied it on my hat, and it was the best fucking hat ever. But the better question is who owns that Bolivar hat? Because that was also raffled off at the end of that night, and I don't have it. But
Oh.
somebody has that Bolivar Oliva hat.
That's great. That's awesome.
Please go look up Bolivar. Google it. It's the middle of Bolivar is Oliva.
Absolutely. No, you're 100%.
Let me tell you, I was on some good weed that night to think of that one. That was one of my best comebacks ever.
That is awesome. I love that. I love that.
And hey, man, and it's like from the heart, when I won that hat, like part of me, like it didn't feel good. Like I'm serious. Like I didn't let it show, but like I didn't like that. Like he thought he was being funny, and it's all good, and it is all good. I'm a good sport, but like I got to tell you, like the true Sam person, born as nobody knowing anything, like whatever. Like that hurt my feelings. And so, like the best thing I could have done was turn that into Boulevard. And it was the funniest fucking shit all night. Meanwhile, I donated more to this fucking event than any manufacturer did. And I got all the shit for it, but I did turn Oliva into Boulevard.
Well,
Look it up. Do
that
the
is
math.
that is
It's I don't have to
great.
change a fucking word. I just add
Nope,
a couple letters.
and a B and an R. That's all you did.
All I did.
That is great. Let's
Thank
see.
you for that story.
That's where the comment about the Bolivar Turbo I gave you on your birthday came from
Of
Kenneth
course.
Monty.
I know what Boulevard means to me.
the hat the hat win was a fix.
Where is that hat? Like I don't own that hat, I assure you. That was raffled off again.
Oh man, that's a fantastic story. I love that. What is you if you were able to go any time in history to talk to any single person, and it could be anybody. It can't be Jesus, but it could be anybody. Who would it be, and what cigar would you bring?
Hmm. Uh hmm. Well, I mean two people.
Yeah.
Both have the same first name. Michael Jackson
Okay.
probably wouldn't bring a cigar. Um and Michael Jordan, because
Ooh.
he's what got me into cigars. And I would bring him the Leccia Black label, which is probably of all the things I've done, probably the most proud thing I am of. The Leccia Black with that just fucking hint of fire cured tobacco. Ugh, best cigar I've ever smoked. Best cigar I've ever smoked.
Well, you got to
So I
bring it
would,
back.
I mean, do you bring shit back or do you start anew? I don't know. Or do you start anew and bring shit back? I don't know. There's, I certainly have the recipe for the black, let me tell you. But man, did I like in all honesty, like, well, for what it's worth, the Leccia Black is probably the hardest cigar you'll ever be able to find in your cigar shops. So it exists. It's in there. It's in maybe like five. But the Leccia Black was really fucking good. And it had just a quarter leaf of fire cured tobacco, and it just kind of centered that blend and made it's exactly what I wanted it to do. So yeah, that's what I do.
If you had to put a profile on the Lucia Black, how would you profile it?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, it tastes like nothing you've ever had, but it tastes like everything you've ever wanted.
I love it. Now you make me want one. I'm gonna have to try to hunt one down. um, if you were able to, now you had mentioned the two places that you would want to go, but if you were able to go exotic, where would it be?
Dubai,
Okay, okay.
which
Why
I've been.
Dubai?
I've been there. I've been there. I was in the Navy. That was in Westpac of '97.
By the way, thank you for your service and happy
Uh,
Veterans Day.
I kept a very clean toilet, and I made sure the knee knockers were as shiny as possible. So you are very welcome. Um, I I don't know if modesty is a comedy thing for me, but um, I mean, I didn't do
No,
shit
hey,
to I didn't
somebody's
do
got to do it.
I didn't do shit for somebody I've never met to thank me for it. That's all I'm
You
saying. You know what
did
I
what
mean?
we were unwilling to do, which was join.
And I joined the Navy to break up with my girlfriend. So, you
Hey,
know,
I've got friends that did the same thing.
I married her 6 months later, and I divorced her like almost 4 years ago. So, true, true full circle. But
So
what was
so
the?
Dubai. Why Dubai?
Oh man, like I don't know. Now, granted, I have not been to Dubai since 1995, but of
It's a
all
lot
the
different.
places, well, Dubai was still Dubai for what that's worth in '95. Go look, you can look that up. It was not like a poor country, but it's not what it is today. Um, it was the most unique place I had ever been on the planet. So like there would be like two guys holding hands, literally holding hands in like I don't know what you would call that gear, although I was fitted for it and I have like two pairs of that outfit, headdress on
The
down.
white all the way down,
Well,
the white
I have a
robe,
I have a red and white uh again like headgear.
turbanish hash or
Yes, yes, yeah,
something
but
like that.
it was
Yes.
not turban because
No,
that's
I
Indian,
don't want to be
but like
disrespectful, but yes.
no, and for what it's worth, nor am I. I had a red and white one, and I have a black and white one, with the like coiled,
Hmm.
Arab thing. And I was fitted for the rest. I was fitted for this whole fucking thing. I went to like a suit store, to be fitted for this. So, in any case, what was the question?
Dubai. Why would you want to go back to Dubai?
It was the most interesting place on earth for
I,
me.
I hear
Um,
it's also one of the safest places you will ever go, and
well,
cleanest.
I was as a member of the military, I always feel safe,
That's
and
true.
as a guy that doesn't give a shit, I still always feel safe.
So you went
But
there with the military. You didn't go there with cigars.
correct, correct.
Okay,
One of the
okay,
correct.
okay. Because I know Dubai is becoming really big with inside of cigars as of
Yeah,
the last
for sure, for sure,
decade or so.
for sure.
Right here, Bruce says, "What do you call a black and white, a black and white and a Mexican in a humidor?" He said, "Old joke. Do you know it?"
I mean, I would just
He
call it a
said,
luchador.
"He said Lucia Cigars, black and white luchador."
That's what and that was
Yeah,
my answer.
yeah, you were right there. So like stuff like this, again, coming back to these shows, like I know this is the first one you've done in a while, but like it's got to feel good when you're coming. All these people are remembering these stories and are appreciative that you're back on, that you're on a show again and bringing up these old things. That's got to make you feel good. That's got to make you feel that like you still have a name and people absolutely still remember who you are, right?
It does in a very emotional way. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
And
It does.
so like I'm very honored that you came on tonight, and I'm very honored to be one of your first shows in the last couple of years. Like that
And
means a lot.
Ryan, I couldn't have been more real and more sincere with you tonight,
And I appreciate that. And I'm so glad you've had a great
as I
time.
continue with my fucking jazz hands.
Hey, that's the theme of the night. I'll do it too.
You better. Don't leave me hanging.
So one of my favorite questions to end the show on is a question I took from James Lipton on Inside the Actors Studio.
And
And
I only know James Lipston from uh SNL with what's his
Will
face?
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
I,
I never even heard of James Lipton prior to Will Ferrell. So but go
oh,
ahead.
Inside the Actors Studio is a fantastic show. Well, one of the
Yeah.
questions that he ends every night with, and I love it because it's there's no wrong answer and it's very introspective. When you meet your creator, whoever it is, what do you want to hear?
You're welcome.
No, that's great. Everybody wants to hear like good things, so that's awesome. How do you want when you're gone off this earth? How do you want the cigar industry to remember you?
I don't that's not important to me. I would want my legacy to be my children. I would want my legacy to be that I've done enough for the second, the generation that I've created to be successful. That's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me.
That's the first time that nobody's actually given me a how do I want the cigar world to remember me, but that's the first time somebody's actually given me a I don't care, I just care about my kids. That's my legacy. Like that's on it. Like that's very honest and real, and I really appreciate that answer very, very much.
I couldn't be more honest about it. Like I don't give a fuck.
Can,
Like who? I'm dead. I'm in the fucking dirt. Who the fuck cares? But like my children are gonna live on. Like what I've taught them, what I've given them, what like that's what's important to like that's a legacy. Not
sure.
I don't care what you fucking think, Ryan. You can think I'm a shitbag. What the fuck do I care? I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be in the dirt. But if my kids have learned enough from their old man to succeed in life, like that's my legacy.
And I appreciate that very, very much. Well, Sam, this has been a great show. I hope you've had a fun time. I hope you enjoyed the questions and going and kind of talking a little bit about your past and where you see Stogiebird going. And I appreciate you coming back for your first show back in a couple of years. It sounds like so. Hopefully, this won't be your last. I know Richard's going to get you on the Micallef Monday Zoom.
Oh,
Um,
is he?
that's what he said. That's what he said. So
Jazz hands.
you know you got to do that now for like every show you do beyond this. It's got to be that.
I don't, for what it's worth, I don't think it would even be intentional. I think like it's just like fucking part of me. So I don't think I can change it even if I tried. But
Well, we're getting a lot of great comments about great show. Thank you, Ryan and Sam. And so again, from the bottom of my heart, Sam, you always have a home here. Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. Anytime you want to come back,
Rocky
you
Mountain
are
Oyster Show.
right. Well, we are in Colorado. You know, the funny thing is I took Rocky Mountain Cigar Show because I was trying to play off of, and I've admitted this publicly, the Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest
Sure.
SEO.
Which I've been a part of many years.
And so I took Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. So I can't tell you how many people reach out to me and go, "How do I get tickets to your show?" And I'm like, "There isn't any." All you
It's
gotta
just
do
like
is just
Rocky
do it.
Mountain Oysters. It's not what you think,
So,
right?
well, I actually, you mentioned that uh, Rocky Mountain oysters aren't bad. They're creamy.
But it's not what you think.
They aren't oysters. That is true. They're not what you think.
They're not what
So,
you think.
but thank you so much, Sam. I really appreciate you coming on. Stick around here for the end, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. Hope you had a great time on the show. And until we see you all again, smoke what you like, smoke as much as you can, and have a great